10 laps then, in the sunshine, perfect racing conditions. Even the breeze has dropped. There was quite a stiff breeze towards the end of the day yesterday. But Sam and Tom Christie came from the back of the grid yesterday to get a podium place in third. So what can they do from row 4? And even more significantly, what can they do as they start ahead of Ben and Tom Birchall? So Rupert Archer, Phil Hyde, number 70 on the Hannafin Adolf RS. Watch the lights. The lights are on. The lights are off. And who gets away? Andy Peach gets a cracker. Martin Kirk from the middle. Bobbing and weaving at the back. Simon Robinson moving out. And right at the back there, you can see the blue bike of Blackstock and Rosny. Now, look at them all bunched up. Round they go, running wide. Out and down to Hollywood, then towards the Craner curves. Rob Biggs and Shane Colebrook there. But Andy Peach, Ken Edwards have the lead at the moment. And that looks like one of the Barnes racing bikes. Yes, it is. It's John Holden. John Holden and Ashley Hawes tucked in behind them. The number 2 bike there with the red plate, the short chassis, the LCR. Isla Mantis sweeping through John Holden. That was amazing. The short bike going well here. Christie's running strongly into third already. The Christie's, number 34, there they go, looking to go underneath Andy Peach if they can. Blackstock and Rosny not having much luck coming through here, but look at John Holden. John Holden, Ashley Hawes then on the short bike, the Yamaha. Christie's alongside Peach, up to second go the Christie's. The Birchalls are in the traffic, they can't get through, but they've had a go at Rob Biggs. Andy Peach, yes, Ben and Tom Birchall are through. In front of Rob Biggs, Rupert Archer being gobbled up. He doesn't like these reverse grids. On the inside, Sam and Tom Christie, they're going to get that stopped and they take the lead. Sweeping through underneath John Holden. John Holden and Ashley Hall's number 2 then have been relegated, but the Barnes Racing Yamaha looking good. Holden, a TT winner, of course. Here comes Birchall looking for third place underneath Andy Peach and Ken Edwards. And he's going to try and cut back, but has he got the power? No, the Honda, the Hayth Honda, has really got some speed. What can it do now against the short chassis of John Holden? Well, the corner speed on the long bikes, much, much better. I suspect the Birchalls will keep their powder dry and play their cards, pardon the mixed metaphors, down Craner curves. Into the old hairpin, I suspect, is where they might have a go. They're at Craner, but out in front, it's Sam and Tom Christie. Here we go then. No, they're at the old hairpin now, but the corner speed on the F2 chassis was good, and the Birchalls know all about riding short bikes, double winners in the Isle of Man this year, albeit shortened races. There, that sidecar wheel kicking up. Through the inside goes Ben Birchall. Ben and Tom Birchall then up to second. Their adversaries, the people who are in second place in the championship, Sam and Tom Christie, lead the race now. Ben and Tom Birchall up to second. John Holden there. Biggsy, George Holden, John's son, is in 5th place. This is really, really good stuff. Crawford, though, Lee Crawford has not had the success getting through that the others have. Here comes Blackstock, number 95, on the back of Rupert Archer. Busy, busy, busy. No way through there. Having a look on the 95 bike underneath Rupert Archer. That time, that's another one, but he's got to make more rapid progress than that. Lewis Blackstock, Paddy Rosny at the Melbourne hairpin. Now ahead of Martin Kirk and Kyle Masters with the yellow helmets, the number 58 Kirk Racing Machine. There's Lee Crawford. Lee Crawford 117 with Jake Lowther with the fluorescent yellow. Who's that out of it? That's Andy Peach out of it. Ken Edwards has parted company. So Andy Peach now riding solo, but Ken Edwards being helped away from the side of the track. So Ken is a self-confessed veteran. He's been doing this long, long time. Very, very experienced passenger. Christie's then, race leaders with Ben and Tom Birchall hunting them down. And fastest lap for the Christie's, a 138.374. The lap record round here held by the Birchalls, 136.309, set last year. So we're a little bit shy of lap record pace, and the guys in second place are the current lap record holders. They're now right on the back of Sam and Tom Christie. Not only are they rivals on the track, But these two guys, or two teams, are rivals in the business of marketing, preparing and selling racing sidecar outfits. The CES, the Christie Engineering Services, they build F2 chassis. Birchall coming on the inside, having a look, oh, and a bit of a nudge. Not very clean, that one. There was contact there, but everybody stayed on the track. But it cost Sam Christie a little bit of time. He's going to come back and have another go. Ben Birchall then through in an emphatic way, and they're going to have another go. If the bike is as quick as the Honda, they stand a chance. But we know the Hayth Honda is very fast, the number 16 bike. But as I was saying, they are rivals in the business of marketing and selling and repairing chassis. So there's not a great deal of love lost between the two concerns, if I can put it that way, because Birchall's market the LCR and the Christies are actually eating into their business, I suspect, a little bit. Rob Biggs, a great ride for Rob Biggs, the number 5 Santander Salt Cabelco bike with a yellow flash on the front. John Holden's still a very respectable 4th place, but being hunted down now by Lee Crawford. So this battle here, full of action. Biggs leads it. Here comes Crawford. Crawford snaking right across. Sidecar wheel on the green. Exceeding track limits just a little bit, unintentionally, but it does happen. They're Blackstock and Rosny on the back of that. Ahead of them, George Holden on the Ian Barnes Adolf RS Yamaha. Still Lee Crawford there, and still George Holden, number 93, having a look. He wants to get cracking on this bike. He wants to get out of the traffic and get moving up. He sits 4th in the championship at the moment, George Holden. Here comes Lee Crawford. Lee Crawford on the underside. Through he goes on John Holden. Now, the son leads the father. Does he? Yes, he does. He's passed. He's passed. George Holden through. John Holden getting gobbled up now by these long outfits as they swarm past the number 2 Yamaha. Great stuff, this. This is really, really good. There, Lee Crawford, 117, runner-up yesterday. Here comes Lewis Blackstock on the inside then of George Holden. Can he get it stopped? He's tight. He's very, very tight on it. Excellent, excellent stuff. Now round they go. Down through. Oh, that's a retirement. That's retirement for Craig Clark and Peter Enser, the number 17 Honda, out of the running. Okay, Lewis Blackstock now in the middle of that bunch as they come round and then up towards Coppice, exiting McLean's, the double apex of Coppice. First apex, second apex, and now onto the straight, heads down, tuck in, passengers getting down as low as they can to minimise the wind resistance. Rob Biggs still leading this freight train of activity, with Lee Crawford really doing a good job. Lewis Blackstock has got to make a move quickly if he's going to get past George Holden, and he's got to do it about here. So he'll pop out on the left-hand side as we look at it. Through goes Lee Crawford. Lee Crawford then past Rob Biggs up to 3rd place. Lee Crawford is going to be another podium. 5 laps, we're on lap 5 now, half race distance. Biggsy fighting back. Doesn't want to surrender that easily, and still Lewis Blackstock bogged in behind George Holden, the number 93. So 93 plays 95. Here comes Biggsy. Biggsy again. How quick is his bike against the Kawasaki of Crawford? The 117 Kawasaki is on the inside line. He's got it still, but Biggsy's Yamaha was every inch as quick as the 117 bike in front of him. Well, good stuff, and this, the battle really for 3rd place, the final podium place, and Blackstock is just unable to do anything about George Holden, who's riding this bike for the first time. Different chassis, not an LCR. It's been kindly loaned by Ian Barnes, who is John Holden's long-time sponsor and owns the long bike. And rather than let George's 4th place in the championship slip away, he said, ride the long bike. And the long bike he's riding. Never put a leg over it before this weekend, and look how he's going. Here he comes then. George Holden having a look underneath Rob Biggs and Shane Colebrook. But still, Biggsy, vastly experienced, and a vastly experienced passenger on an F2 is in there, but never having passengered a long bike before, Shane Colebrook. So he's done a good job. Tucking his head down, see what I mean? Just making himself as small as possible. George Holden still with Lewis Blackstock with a sidecar wheel right over the inside at Goddard's, down towards Redgate then. Is there a way past for Lewis Blackstock? Just seems to be suffering from that lack of just that final bit of top speed that he's been missing pretty much all season, in actual fact. Started the year strongly, but then it all evaporated with a couple of DNFs, and that is not the way to win championships, and nobody knows it more than he. Biggs then, trailing Lee Crawford and Jake Lowther. There, George Holden still very much on the back of Rob Biggs. Slightly strung out now. The gap between the race leaders, Birchall and Sam and Tom Christie, 2.1 seconds. So the Birchalls are on their way, we're on lap 7 of 10, to victory here again. But they're not running away with it. It was 6.5 seconds the victory in yesterday's race. It ain't the case today, because Sam and Tom Christie have got a little bit more in their tank, I think, than they had yesterday. They were knocked about because they had a massive crash in qualifying. Here comes George Holden. George Holden underneath Rob Biggs. So the number 5 going backwards now into 5th place, and up to 4th goes George Holden. And here comes Lewis Blackstock. Biggs, he wants more of it. He wants it back again. Doesn't give up, does he? He's not taking this line down. Now, Lewis Blackstock has got an opportunity here. He's seen George Holden go past Rob Biggs, and he wants a bit of the same. Can he run in on the brakes? Can he get in on the brakes, and can he get it stopped? Oh, you've got to be so careful. And the television cameras denying the speed. That is really quick. They're coming down the straight at about 100 miles an hour and entering Redgate not far shy of 80 miles an hour, and then you've got to get it stopped and get it turned. Still Blackstock and Rosny. Can they find a way past Rob Biggs? Rob Biggs is going to be determined. He's going to hang in there. George Holden now has got clear time. Oh, look at that! Biggsy onto the gravel. Out of coppice, just ran wide onto the gravel. Are you okay? Looks over the shoulder. Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Gives him a tap, and away they go. Well, that was good while it lasted, and it lasted 8 laps, or 7.5. Here come the rest. Craig Curry coming into view. Craig Curry and Justin Sharp. Let's have a look and see if we can see what happened. Just got a bit unsettled. It seemed to bobble on the approaching the second apex of coppice. Seemed to bobble, and once you were off the tarmac, then all you can do is steer it in a straight line. That's exactly what he did. Here we come then. Luke Williams, number 91. Luke Williams having a look underneath. Jason Pitt on the back. And John Holden, after leading the race at the start, has ridden very respectably. But he's now going to be relegated, I think, to 8th. Martin Kirk having a look as well. Luke Williams is passed. There's another bright new name for us for the 2023 season. Luke Williams, Jason Pitt have taken this by the scruff of the neck, actually, in the 2 outings they've been. Holden fighting back, so he's not done yet, John Holden. Double TT winner in his time on the short outfit, which is what he's riding now. There again, that sidecar wheel. I spoke to him this morning, said it's all under control. If I want to get it down, I'll just turn right or go straight on, he said, but if you keep going left, it will keep coming and coming, he said, and eventually you end up on the roof. Very entertaining. very, very entertaining. Again, that little wheel pops up. He said the short chassis have a tendency to do that, but it is easily rectified. 2.4 seconds the Birchalls lead now. They're on the penultimate lap. We are on the penultimate lap with the rest of these guys fighting all the way down the order. Daryl Gibson and Ashley Moore in 13th place in their debut, and that's on a short outfit, so good for them. Ahead of them we've got Robinson, Fairhurst, Archer, the pole position man is in 9th. Kirk and Masters on the back of this bunch. You can see them, the number 58 yellow and black bike. And still Blackstock and Rosny. Still Blackstock and Rosny are there behind George Holden. Is there a way past? Holden is in 4th. They can see it. They want it. Is this the opportunity? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. They're through on the Adolph RS. So Blackstock and Rosny are through, and ahead of them, Lee Crawford. Lee Crawford and Jake Lowther, 117 with a yellow helmet, swooping down Craner curves, down to the old hairpin, and then along to Starkey's. Lee Crawford, another F2 champion and another star attraction coming into this series, and we need them. Look how close the battle is still at the front. Ben and Tom Birchall on the final lap. Race leaders on target for double victory here, but the gap is only just under 3 seconds. Nothing like as dominant as they were yesterday. But again, they will, and there you can see that little mark on the Sidecar wheel there. Where there was a little bit of contact on the Sidecar wheel arch. Don't know what you're talking about, Sid Ben. Just a little kiss on their way through. All part of Sidecar. That's it. Checkered flag, home and dry for Ben and Tom Birchall. Victory then, number 2 here. Top step of the podium again. And Christie's get up one more. 3rd yesterday, 2nd today. And that will give them 20 points. And that, I can tell you, will mean that Todd Ellis, this is the battle. Holden's got it. Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. That's Blackstock and Rosny from Holden at the back of that bunch. And a great ride by Lee Crawford. Blackstock on the podium. Fantastic. That's what they needed to do. The gap now in the standings will be 19 points that Todd Ellis takes to Brands Hatch in 2 weeks' time when he returns from Germany. And there are double points. There are 100 points on the table at Brands Hatch. Victory for Ben and Tom Birchall, double winners. They've had 4 races in this championship, and they've won 3 of them. Oh, well, that's a shame. That's Daryl out of it. Daryl and Ashley Moore. Daryl Gibson out of it with that Suzuki. Confirmation then of the Birchall's victory. And it wasn't a country mile, but it was 4 seconds and a bit at the end of the day over Sam and Tom Christie, Lewis Blackstock, Paddy Rosny. They did it. They got that 3rd place, but made hard work of it. Crawford Lowther just nudged off the podium. Holden Lawrence, a good fight through on a bike they've never ridden before. Williams Pitt, Kirk, Holden, John Holden, early race leader, finished 8th, not too shabby. Big Z, well, don't know what happened to him. He just ran wide, didn't he, coming out of Coppice. Robinson, Curry, Archer from pole position, 12th place. And there you can see the has-beens boys on the finals for you. Like, get some points. Now, my maths tell me it's 19 difference. Yes, it is. Look at that. Ellis Clement will go to Brands Hatch, 19 clear of Sam and Tom Christie, with 100 points available. Blackstock, Holden, Robinson, Archer still there, 6th place in the championship. Very good. Andy Peach, Ken Edwards, poor old Ken rolled off the back. Hope he's okay. Sure he is. Ben and Tom Birchall still in 9th place, but they're closing in. We don't know if they'll go to Brands or not. We hope so, because we do need a good finale for the end of season, but we'll get one anyway. And further down the order, some of the boys come out to play, some don't, but if Birchall's come, Craig Curry, Justin Sharpwell, the number 42 crew in 17th place, they'll be there as well.